Following the ousting of former President Yahya Jammeh in 2016, the new coalition government led by President Adama Barrow promised, among other things, to overhaul the security sector, instituting reforms that promote democracy, the rule of law, and accountability. But after 6 years in office, the current government does not have much to show for the so-called security sector reform. And for John Charles Njai, chairperson of civil society organizations in the Gambia, the existence of the Draconian law in our constitution is a hindrance to change. Yahya Jammeh has the details in this report.
At the recent conference in Banjul, organized by the Office of the Geneva Center for Security Sector Governance, DCAF, aimed at showing the progress and achievements registered in the reform of the security sector in the country, John Charles Njai, chairperson of civil society organization in the Gambia, cited the existence of laws that enable dictatorship as a hindrance to true and holistic reformation of all security sector.
Part of the challenges we have, in spite of our successes, is number one, we cannot have serious security sector reform still operating on the laws, the draconian laws that enabled dictatorship. It's a shame on us as Gambians. It's a shame on our country. It's a shame to the government that 6 years into a new democratic dispensation, the laws that enable dictatorship are still in place, and we expect our security men and women to act differently. It cannot happen.
One case in point is the so-called security sector reforms was the name change of the country's spy agency, the National Intelligence Agency NIA, to the State Security Service SIS. This would be illegal in the 1997 Constitution of the Republic of the Gambia.
A lot of laws and bills have been taken to Parliament. Today, we have unconstitutional SIS, and we are forced to call them SIS when their actual name constitutionally is still NIA. What kind of a country is this? What you are teaching our children is lawlessness. That the Constitution says if a name change and a new dispensation has to be, it has to go through legislative process. Yet, you change the name, keep the name, call it the name without a legislative process. Shame on us. Shame on the Gambia government.
Mr. Njai further said that if the country is to make meaningful progress in reforming the security sector, then the laws governing security outfits must be changed now and not later. Strong words from an uncompromising advocate of democratic governance. But since a new draft of constitution was booted out of Parliament earlier this year, some reformists have expressed doubt as to the present government's willingness to carry through the reform agenda it had set itself when it newly assumed office. After all, when you are not in power, you say this and that. But when you are in power, it becomes a different ball game.